All right, my name is John Grant. I'm originally from Snow Hill, North Carolina, born and raised there. Left there in '66, moved here in Norristown, and met my wife here in Wayne, which is on Mount Pleasant Avenue, in '69. And I met her in '68. We dated and married in '69. I worked for a company here in Stratford by the name of Joseph Norsini back in the early '60s, and I worked for him until about '70. Then I became self-employed. I'm a self-employed owner-operator. I drive a Triton trailer. I own a Triton trailer. I own the Triton and 2 trailers. And I've been an owner-operator from that point until now.
Do you do a lot of traveling, like just local stuff?
Back in my younger days, because now naturally I'm talking back in the early '70s. You guys wasn't a twinkle in the eye back then.
Exactly.
I used to run as far west as Milwaukee, as far south as Alabama, but now I don't do that anymore because of my age. I basically, I might take a run to Connecticut and Massachusetts now, and I might go as far as Virginia and North Carolina. Might. I don't make it a habit.
Yeah.
So, now I get to go to a lot of places. I get to see a lot of people with what I do. And I guess this meeting, what's this meeting about, first of all?
Mostly about like Mount Pleasant and stuff like that, like the actual community, like how long you lived there and like your experiences with Mount Pleasant. But I mean, it's really whatever you want to tell us. You know what I mean? So
Well, you all ask the questions, and I'll tell you some of the things that once you go ahead and ask your questions, and then we'll get back to work.
Okay. You said you lived in Mount Pleasant since 1969 or 60?
Well, I met my wife in '68, which she lived in Mount Pleasant, down the street here. Yeah. And we married in '69. And we stayed here off and on because I went into the service back then too. So, but she stayed here while I was in the service. And I ended up coming back to Mount Pleasant, stayed here for a while. Then I bought a house in Ardmore, Pennsylvania. And I stayed there for a few years. And then I ended up buying a house down here on Randall Road, down the street here. And that's where I've been ever since.
Okay.
What do you like most about Mount Pleasant? Or like if there's like maybe like a personal connection that you have here, or you know what I mean, or like a certain thing that stands out to you in this community?
Well, the most important thing that I like about Mount Pleasant is pretty much the people. The people are in my generation. Now, you're talking a whole different generation of kids that's down here
definitely,
now.
yeah.
But back in my generation of time, the kids are totally different than what the kids are now. We had our good times. We sort of like the old, back in the day when they had the American bandstand, we went to our dances and we did all that, and we had our games up here in the back, and we'd have our little get-togethers and parties and all this and that. And if something got out of hand, people didn't like something that went on, there was never no shooting or cutting or killing like that.
Yeah.
There might have been a little fist fight or something that...
Man to man.
Right.
Figuring it out, right?
And whoever came out on top of the battle, then it was over. And, the next 2 or 3 weeks, these people, they got in a little fist fight, they're buddies again.
Yeah. Man to man.
It ain't sort of like what you see out here now.
Yeah.
With this gang banging and all the different things that's happening now. These people are totally different people here now. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Back then, it was a little different. Our way of having fun was not the way people are having fun now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you feel like it's kind of changed for the worse, kind of? Like
Oh,
it's kind of going in the wrong direction?
It's definitely worse. First of all, you have to understand that back then, in my days of generation people, you could obtain factory jobs and you could find a job, you know. It may not be what you want to do, but
The jobs were there.
you could find a job. Now, there's no factory jobs here. Everything is gone. As a matter of fact, I don't have to tell you guys, when you go out and buy your clothes, it's made in China.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be made here in the United States.
All gone.
Just about everything you bought on your vehicles, Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, was made here in the United States. You go out and buy stuff in your Ford, Dodge, and Chrysler now, it could be made anywhere. Taiwan, China, it's junk. That's why we call them throwaway cars now.
Exactly.
Okay? And you get so many miles on them, they're no more good. You
Yep.
might as well just take them to the scrapyard. They're junk.
Yeah.
And see, not all that too, but the jobs left with all of that. You're paying the more money for a vehicle, and you got less work here for the people. And that's not good. It ain't working.
Affects the housing, maintenance on your homes.
It affects everything.
Yeah.
And this is why you have a totally different generation of kids here now. They can't find jobs. Not that saying that everybody out here ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Let's face the fact. You got some people just ain't gonna work. But you'll be able to weed those kind of people out. You know, they gonna stick out like a sore thumb every time.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones that want a decent job can't find a job. And if they do find a job, it's a penny ante job. There's X amount of dollars you've got to make to live in America anymore.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're living in Mount Pleasant or you living in Ardmore, anywhere on this main line, or Philadelphia. There's X amount of dollars you got to turn to live.
People can't live like comfortably anymore.
It ain't happening.
Yeah.
It ain't here. And our government is naive to that.
Easily.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
We still living in a better country than the other people.
Yeah.
Don't misunderstand me. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm just saying that when it gets down to the nitty gritty here, if you ain't turning the money to live where you want to live at, where's it coming from?
Yeah.
You gotta have X amount of dollars to live where you're gonna live.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't there. Sorry.
Yeah.
And jobs, what few jobs out here? Look, I haul out of a place I've been hauling out of since 70. And I'm not going to tell you the name of the place.
Yeah.
That place hasn't hired blacks or Hispanic since I've been hauling there.
Really?
In the office or the plant.
Wow.
I'm very serious what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I get to go to a lot of places because I drive a truck and I haul steel. Now, I haul to a place in Aberdeen, Maryland. Now, that place, they got a mixture of everything, which is good.
Yeah.
You know, I got a place that I bought my trailer from. Brand new, I went to the plant and bought it. This place give you a grand tour of the place. You know, show you how the trailer is put together and all that. Well, you walk through the whole plant, you get to see everything. You get to see who's working there, how the trailer is made, and the whole 9 yards. Mm-hmm. You have no idea. There's very few.
I bet. It's all put together by machines and all, right?
Well,
The majority of it? Or?
You still got people that run the machine.
Yeah.
I mean, whether they computerized or what.
Yeah.
You got to have people to run it.
It's still back from the old school. It's cut in half the amount of people
Yeah.
that company needs to.
Well, that too, but they also, you got to understand something. Computer don't function by itself.
Yeah.
Somebody got to put it in there.
Yeah.
When they tell you, well, it's computer error,
Yeah.
the person that put it in that computer is the error.
Yep.
It ain't the computer.
Oh, yeah.
Because that computer only spits out what you put in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm not one of the people that know how to work a computer.
Yeah.
Okay, but I know this much, that it ain't gonna put nothing out if you don't put it in there. Okay?
Yeah.
That means it falls back on the person that put it in there. But that's how they pass the buck. In other words, they pass it on the computer, be the error.
Yeah.
And it ain't the computer. Come on.
Yeah.
You're talking to someone here that,
Yeah.
I've been out here a long time here. So,
It's the programmer.
right,
Yeah.
right. But as far as what's going on in America, it ain't happening, pal. And the scary thing about it, people, guys, is you got guys a little older than you all that just done come out of college already.
Yeah.
They gotta flip hamburgers to make a living. What's wrong
Can't
with
pay
this
off
picture?
their loans.
What's wrong with this picture here?
Yeah.
What is it telling you guys?
Oh yeah.
Say, why,
Scary.
Why are we even in school? That's
Yeah, what is it telling you guys right here? If you wanted to go to college
Yeah.
to better yourself, so if you decide you want to get married and have a couple kids or however amount of kids you want to have, what is it telling you? When I get out of college, I got to flip hamburgers?
Yeah.
What kind of job is that?
You can't even afford to live comfortably alone because
Well,
paying off half your college loans and everything
Yeah.
itself, you know.
Yeah, and flipping hamburgers ain't gonna pay for ain't gonna buy no car.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna pay your rent or mortgage.
Gonna pay no girlfriend either.
Yeah. And if a smart woman wants you, she ain't gonna want you if you flipping hamburgers.
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But you know, that's what's happening in America now.
Oh yeah.
And something's got to change.
Yeah.
Think about it. I mean,
definitely.
all you got to do is walk around and look around. Just look at what's going on in America.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you this because I know what went on in my younger days when I was you guys' age. I left home. I was age 14 when I left home in North Carolina and moved here. Thank the good Lord, I was fortunate. I got a job with Joe Norsini over here.
Yeah, right when you moved in, you said, right? Yeah.
And I learned to move, how to operate equipment. I learned to welding. I went into the Air Force. I finished my high school GED. I ended up doing that with a GED. I went to a job corps up in Edison, New Jersey, and I went in there for electronics. I actually built a radio from scratch back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and it worked. And I got my diploma and everything through all that. And then I went into the Air Force, and I got my training in there as a metal processing specialist. That was my job. My job was to weld those planes back together when they went to Vietnam, got shot all up and banged
Yeah.
up. When they come back to the base, my job was to weld them back up, send them back out again, if they were able to go back out.
How many years did you do that?
I was in the Air Force. Well, that's a 4-year. Thank
said
you.
before you
Yeah.
then you were done.
Well, I could have re-upped, but I didn't. If I was smart back then, I would have. If you know America was going to be what it is now, I would have. But I didn't.
Yeah.
I was young. I got married young. Had a couple kids when I was young. Figure once I'm done here, I'm getting out.
Yeah.
And finding jobs was starting to get tough. They were starting to, jobs were starting to leave the United States back then.
How nervous were you? I mean, being that age, being our age back then, were you that nervous as you think you would be now if you were our age?
If I knew back then what I know now, yeah, I'd have been a lot.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. I mean, you guys, I just got done telling you now, you got guys that just come out of college.
Yeah.
A little older than you guys. You guys are probably still going to college, right?
Yeah.
Now, you already probably know some guys that just come out of college. Some of them might find a job. Some may not. There's a lot of them out there flipping hamburgers because they can't find a job.
Yep. The question is, if they do find a good job, how long are they going to last there?
Right.
You know?
That's the next thing.
Yeah.
And it goes on and on and on. I mean, what's happening here? That's got to make you nervous.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it would me.
It's sad. It's kind of scary because it kind of comes down to one of those things. It's like who you know now.
With that
Yeah.
too, yeah. And
Was it always like that? Who you know? Who you know to get?
well, a lot of it played that part too, as far as finding a good job back in the Yeah, let's always have you know that old saying, a good name takes you a long way?
Yeah.
And a clean name? You know, now, the way they got things set up in America now, if you one of them people that's got a lot of speeding tickets and any kind of felonies or whatever, it's in that computer.
Yeah.
When back in the day, it was a handwritten thing.
Be
And
destroyed.
that could have been thrown anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, back in the day, they used to get guys off the street and put right into the Army and the Marines.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to be a graduate and you got to be clean. You can't even have a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
They won't let you go in the service. And a lot of guys are put in there, and it got them straight back in the day. And now they won't even take you now.
Yeah.
Because of all that. And see, that's why you having a lot of stuff going on right here. Now, people, what are they gonna do? They can't find no work.
Yeah.
I mean, they eat and gotta have a place to sleep, just like you and me.
Yeah.
And it ain't there. I'm sorry, it ain't there. And I don't have to tell you guys, just look around, see what's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, granted, you're young. A lot of people, oh yeah, I see it and I don't see it. But wake up to reality here. You ain't getting no younger fellas. Y'all are getting older. And one day you're gonna decide you're gonna meet some young ladies gonna blow your mind, and you're gonna end up getting married and having kids, which that's what life is all about. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That is a good thing. But you got to be able to say, well, look, we got to make a decent living here for what we're doing, even if it's just you and her. We ain't gonna say decide we want to have kids.
Keep everyone comfortable.
Well, even
To
if
survive. It's survival.
just to survive. I mean, they're gonna be some years are gonna be good, some years ain't gonna be so good. And it ain't supposed to be bed of roses. Don't get me wrong. You know, I ain't saying life is a bed of roses, but hey, it's got to be able to see something good going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see it right now. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be negative about what's going on in America, but jobs are not here. I'm sorry, they ain't there.
You kind of touched on it a little earlier, but I was just going to ask you your opinion on race, like your experience with race possibly throughout your lifetime.
Yeah, it's all the traveling you've done.
I'm one of them guys, you know, racism rolls right off of me. Because I'm one of them kind of guys, if you had something against me that you don't like and you don't know me, and I don't know you, I have no reason to be racist against you. But there are some people like that, don't get me wrong.
Oh, we see it every day.
Yeah, well, I just let it roll off. You know, for the simple reason that you run into somebody that they don't like you and you don't like them. And sometimes it don't work out. Your best hustle just go away and say, well, that person wasn't a nice person. And pray that his life will change. His whole mindset and everything will change. Because you can't live that way out here. You got to understand something. The good Lord made all of us the same. It's just that I'm a black guy, and you're a white guy, and you're an Italian guy, and you're a Hispanic guy, or whatever you are. You're still made the same. I bleed the same way you bleed. I eat the same way you eat. I go to bed, go to sleep. It's just that some people, that's the way they are. There's racism there.
Do you think in your younger generation versus now, is racism better or for the worse?
It's a different type of racism now. It ain't like it was. See, I came from North Carolina. Back then, the Klan. I was. Look, I don't
talk about this. Yeah, 70s, 60s, 70s.
I came face to face with the Klan in North Carolina.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, and all you had to do was listen to the people talking. You knew who it was. Okay, and by me being so naive back then, my parents they come there. They come to my house one night, and my parents went out there to confront them. And the only reason the Klan came there is because we was farming a farm back then on 2/3. And my father was actually doing good on that farm. Okay, when I say good, I mean to the point where we had that farm for like 2 or 3 years that we farmed it on 2/3. And we were able to go out and buy a tractor back then, a farm tractor. When the average farmer around the surrounding area, they had mules, like they do in Lancaster. You know.
They're still using those old ideas.
Well, they had mules.
Yeah.
I mean, farm tractors were being made, but nobody could go out and buy them.
Yeah.
Now, here's a black man showing up with a tractor, and everybody around him using mules. What's this? What's
Yeah.
going on here? And turning out a good farm crop every year. I mean, putting out, the farm was producing good every year. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to go out and buy the tractor.
Yeah.
Okay? And they said, no, this ain't happening. The Klan. They made the guy that owned that property sell it. Meaning we had to go.
That's interesting. Wow.
This is back in the 60s.
Yeah.
That was one of my reasons why I had to leave North Carolina. But see, I was young and my thinking was totally different than what it is now. So there ain't nothing you can't say to me about racism that I don't know what's happening, because I done been through it from a little boy right on up to where I'm at now. And it's a totally different racism going on now than it was back then. It's not the same. And every place you go ain't like that now. Like one place I go to in Maryland, I've been hauling for these people 25 years. And they've always had a mixture of Hispanics, black, whites, Italians. Everybody worked in the same plant. Everybody knew one another. They had picnics together, the whole 9 yards. You know, everything was done together. Everybody worked together. Everybody did their job. It ain't nobody coming in there squealing on you because you did something wrong or you did this wrong, or, well, if you did something wrong, they said, well, look, don't do it that way, do it this way, and it'll come out better. In other words, everybody will help one another. It ain't like that now. It's totally different now.
You'd think with all, everyone trying to find a job, you'd still have that man-to-man brotherhood. Yeah, wow.
Now, that place I'm telling you about that I haul out of up in Allentown, some people can't handle that kind of racism. You know, you go in there and do your job, and everybody ain't perfect. And there ain't nobody out here in the world perfect. Because if they were, they'd be running the country. It ain't happening. We got people down there in Washington supposed to be running the country. They ain't perfect. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They trying this and trying that to see if it'll work.
All trial and error.
Yeah. That's basically what it boils down to. Yeah.
What about the Mount Pleasant community? I mean, we've learned so much history about it and all about the community and whatnot. And we hear, there's a lot of college students living in here now. Investors are coming in, building homes. And does that racism still exist? And
Well, I think a lot of people are probably upset because of the college kids moving in, because
different generation, like you said, different.
it's
different
totally
world.
different. Yeah, you're talking a totally different generation of people that's moving in. Plus, you have to understand that Mount Pleasant is an area where there's limited space for parking cars. Now, say I don't live on Mount Pleasant Avenue, but just use Mount Pleasant Avenue here for instance. Say I was a little younger and I had, say 3 kids and my wife. I got a car, my wife's got a car, my teenage son's got a car.
Yeah.
Now I got a teenage daughter that got a car, and everybody got to park on the street. Okay? Now, say the house next door to me becomes vacant, and they rent it to college kids. I'm just using this thing for instance here, all right? You come down. This is where the eye-opening thing comes. You go down there and you dig your spot out for your car. You come home in the evening. There's some guy laying up in your spot that you dug out.
Yeah. Well, it's dangerous for the plows and all to get through too.
Well, that too, but it becomes a problem then.
Mm-hmm.
Because you done went out there and slaved 3 hours to dig your car out, depending on how big the snowstorm was. And because they had that up in Boston here, I don't know if you heard about it, this year. They just had it with that big storm that came through here about 3 weeks ago.
Wow. Yeah.
They had people that dug their cars out, and they put chairs and whatever else there with that name on it, and somebody came there and took all that stuff and put it out in the street and backed into their parking spot. Well, they come home, hear that stuff out in the street. You know what happened? It becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And same thing could happen in Mount Pleasant. That's why, some people get a little alarmed when they see all the kids moving in. It ain't so much that you guys are moving in together, it's because you're getting a cheaper rent there.
Yeah.
That ain't what the problem is. It's all the other little problems that pop up from that.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what's happening. And you have to see the whole picture. You can't just see one thing. You got to look at the whole thing. Is that answering your question? Or what's?
Yeah, I would say like did it take away from the community? Like like I just said before, you guys used to have a lot of like community events and like barbecues and stuff like that. Like, is that taken away from it, or?
No, I don't think that would take away from that part. I mean, I don't see how that would affect it. I mean, we would think you guys would want to come to the event.
Yeah, that's what we were learning in class. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't have a problem if you want to come to our event. As a matter of fact, we have events up here. I got a lot of Caucasian friends that come to this thing.
You'd like to get to know your neighbors.
Why?
Yeah.
It makes no difference where they come from.
Yeah.
People are people.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just a different color than I am. You believe the same way I believe.
Yeah.
You got to sleep the same way I sleep. Gotta sleep. You got to eat the same way I got to eat. It's just that I'm a different color than you. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference?
It's
that's how I
up
look
to the
at
person.
it.
Yeah.
That's how I look at racism. Not everybody don't look at it that way. And you know as well as I do what's happening. There's gangs out here now against gangs. Why? Why? Because you run that side of the street, I run this side of the street, and who's in the middle? Come on here.
Yeah.
We got to live together here. This is what life is all about. You might know something that I don't know. I might know something you don't know. And we get together, all of us will know. I might try this and it'll work. You done tried it a million times and can't get it to click.
Yeah.
But I can show you what will make it click. Or you can show me what make it click. Then I can go my merry way and say, well, look, what's your name again?
Tim. Yeah.
Tim showed me something here the other day. He's my man. Boy, he showed me how to do this thing. Or you'll come to me and say, John showed me how to do this. And man, it really worked out great for me now. I'm good. And we become friends behind that. But that ain't the way these young people out here look at it. This gang here, that gang there, they're clashing together. What? They're killing one another. And in the meanwhile, they're raising up people to do the same thing all over and over again. Where does it stop?
It just escalates.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's got to stop. That ain't what life's all about. That ain't what it's all about.
Yeah. So let's move into like influential people in your life. You obviously have a lot of experience traveling and at a young age coming here to Mount Pleasant. I mean,
Well, you know who influenced me the most? My parents. And then my wife's parents. Because they from old school. They from the old school than what I'm old from. They always believed in working hard. They got along with everybody. Don't care what color you were.
yeah.
They had no problem with racism. Linda, my wife's grandparents, they worked for people that, they had good relationship with these people. And they had, they made their living that way. I don't know what else to tell you. That's
Yeah.
just the way it
Made
was.
you into the man you are today, right?
Right.
Yeah. Anyone in this particular community, or?
Well, like I said, my wife's parents was down here.
Yeah.
When I left North Carolina, well, naturally I wasn't under my parents anymore, but they were the major ones from when I was living there. And then when I met my wife's parents, they were from the old school too, so they just kind of like influenced me even more.
Yeah.
It just kept going from that point on.
Seems you're very involved with this church and the community. Can you describe or touch on what you do, or?
Well, I've been a member here since '66, so I watched a lot of things.
Yeah, change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
has changed and it's grown. Our church has grown quite a bit. I mean, back then they didn't have the community thing in the back there. And it was just used to be just an area in the back. You know, we played ball back there and had our fun. And you know, the church grew. We ended up buying the property next door. And I can touch on how we ended up getting that if you really
Yeah,
want.
go for it. Yeah, why not?
Well, that property next door, they didn't want to sell it to us. It used to be owned by the people over here at the water company over here. They didn't want to sell it to us. And, we ended up going through a church over in Wayne to get it. They got it through them. And that's how we ended up getting that property next door over here. So, the Lord has blessed us well here at Mount Pleasant Church. And, there's a lot of the old people that used to be in this church here helped this church to grow to where it is now. And it was our job. They taught us how to keep it going. And it's our job, you know, to help keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
And our job also is to teach the ones under us, you know, guys in your age bracket, to keep this thing going. I mean, you know, because I'm not going to be here forever. Somebody got to turn around and keep things going the way it's going. Somebody has to put the Lord's word out there to keep people on how to treat one another, and how to love
Yeah.
one another, and how to, you know, embrace one another. If you got a problem, that means all of us got a problem. It's plain and simple.
You have to work together to solve it.
Right.
Have the
And,
patience.
yeah. It's one of them things that if you got a problem with, so what? When you got a problem, I don't know what to tell you. It don't work that way.
Yeah.
And that ain't the way it works. You know, and it worked. It didn't work that way in the past because that's the way the old people did things. If they knew that so and so that had a fire got burned out, no problem. We're gonna do everything in our power to make sure that you got a place to stay until you get back on your feet.
Not like that anymore. It really is.
Well, you go through Red Cross now to do it, but you know, technically speaking, it ain't what it used to be. You know, people come out and help you, you know, with donations and everything. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. But it ain't like it used to be.
They're not really willing down to get dirty and actually do the work.
No.
Just want to cough up a couple bucks and that's it.
Well, they'll probably do that
Yeah.
quicker than they will get out there.
Yeah.
If you remove the burnout spot and burn up this and that and get everything cleaned up, and a lot of people won't do that. But there's some people now in my generation that do it. In y'all's generation, man, I don't know, man. It ain't painting a pretty picture here.
Yeah.
And that ain't the way it's supposed to be anymore.
Yeah.
I just a little more involved in
Yeah.
that.
So, I guess in conclusion here, our generation, what would be your best advice for us on how to fix issues or give it our best to fix these issues that you're concerned with these days?
I say you guys, generation of guys, you got to wake up and try to get along with one another, try to love one another, try to help one another. Your problem is my problem.
That's right.
I mean, especially if I know the answer to your problem.
Yeah.
Or you know the answer to my problem. Vice versa. Why keep that? mean, it's all in the Bible. The Bible tells you, man. Everything that I'm telling you here is all in the Bible. It tells you all that stuff. How man should get along with man. If you're going to treat this other man wrong, then how you expect God to treat you right when you're treating everybody else wrong?
Yeah.
Plain and simple. They ain't happening. You got to do what you can to help one another.
Yeah.
That's my answer to the generation of guys out here and the women. I mean, like that mess that went on with them 2 college kids in that girl, that should have never happened.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
It should have never happened. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can blame it on alcohol. You can blame it on whatever they want to blame it on. That should have never happened. I'm sorry. You done heard that kind of stuff going on back in our day.
Yeah.
And we had our fun. We had our parties. We didn't do the same thing that the kids are doing today, marijuana, drugs. But we had, we smoked a cigarette back in the day, we thought we were doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your parents come home and smell cigarette on your breath.
Uh-oh.
You've been smoking, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you man enough to smoke now. You got enough money to buy cigarettes now. You became you had a problem.
Yeah.
They just didn't have that mess going on back then. Now, you got kids got the stuff up in the house. I got a buddy of mine got kids your age, man. One of his kids, he's out of control. Can't do nothing with him.
Wow.
He came home one night. He had beaten this kid up at school. They came home and the cops came there to get him. Went up to his room. This kid had more money in his room than his old man had in the whole house.
Wow.
Drugs, alcohol, guns, everything this kid had up there in his room.
Insane.
Parents didn't know it.
He had no idea it was there. This is his father. He had no idea it was there. But you got to know your kids.
Yeah.
You got to know what's happening. You ain't coming in my house, man, all messed up. You don't want to clean the house. You don't want to clean your room. You don't want to do nothing around the house. You don't want to. That ain't happening. You in the wrong house.
Yeah.
If you think you're going to do that here, you might as well get your bags packed. Or you're going to find them outside one day, already packed. That's the way we roll.
Definitely.
In my generation. And I'm just telling you, the generation in you guys, not saying you guys don't, but I'm just saying in y'all's age, you got to change.
Yeah.
You can't continue to live the way you're living. It ain't going to fly. It ain't going to work, okay? Yeah. I use different terms on saying it, but it ain't going to work.
Yeah. Well, perfect. You have any more questions or anything else you'd like to share with us?
Did I answer you guys?
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope I didn't overblow this thing.
No, we need that. We love